Welcome to this explainer. If you've ever just looked around your living room and felt, well, totally overwhelmed by the clutter, the visual noise, or just this general sense of chaos, you are absolutely not alone. Today, we're looking at a design philosophy that offers a profound, literally life-changing antidote to all of that. We're exploring the quiet beauty of Scandinavian design. It's really about transforming your home from a chaotic drop zone into a calm, inviting sanctuary. It's actually one of the most enduring design movements of the modern age, and by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly why it resonates so deeply with so many of us.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to start with the origins of Scandi style, break down the core design elements, and then really try to understand the concept of hygge. After that, we'll compare Scandi versus Japandi, and finally look at exactly how to bring Scandi home.
Section 1. Origins of Scandi style. Born from winter and light. Let's peel back the layers and see exactly where and why this all started.
Let's define what we're actually talking about here. Scandi style is a soft, intentional approach to decorating that celebrates simplicity, natural materials, and calm living. I really want to emphasize the word soft and calm right off the bat, because sometimes when we hear the word minimalism, we picture something cold, stark, or maybe overly clinical. But the source material makes it super clear. This design philosophy is inherently gentle. Yes, it's minimalist, but with a really profound sense of warmth and comfort.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why that warmth exists in the first place. Scandi style was born in the Nordic countries. We're talking Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Iceland. Just think about the geography for a second. These are places defined by long, harsh winters and severely limited sunlight for a massive chunk of the year. Because the outdoors can be so dark and honestly pretty unforgiving, the indoors absolutely had to become a bastion of warmth, light, and comfort. The climate literally shaped the entire design philosophy.
Because of those origins, the style basically rests on 5 core pillars. You've got simplicity, maximizing natural light, warm minimalism, a deep appreciation for quality craftsmanship, and designing with strict intention. It's a philosophy that actively invites us to slow down, right? It asks you to appreciate the small, quiet pleasures of everyday living rather than just filling your home and, by extension, your life with unnecessary excess.
Let's move to Section 2, the core design elements, or the building blocks of Scandi. Let's see how this builds visually.
Well, it all starts with the palette. Scandi interiors are incredibly famous for their light-forward aesthetic. We're talking soft whites, warm beiges, pale grays, natural oak, and maybe, just maybe, a sparing use of muted pastels. Remember those long dark winters we just talked about? This color palette actually serves a highly functional purpose. These soft, light colors help to reflect whatever natural light is actually available around the room, which creates this beautiful, open, airy space. It provides a calming, grounded backdrop that immediately makes a home feel welcoming.
Now, against that light backdrop, we introduce the furniture, which relies really heavily on clean lines and simple forms. You'll find streamlined silhouettes and gentle curves with very minimal ornamentation. In Scandi design, functionality is prioritized right alongside beauty. Nothing is excessive. Everything is intentional. So whether it's a simple wooden stool or a basic shelving unit, every single object has a specific reason for being there. It offers this quiet elegance without, screaming for your attention.
Because the lines are so clean and the colors are so soft, Scandi design relies on nature to bring the room to life. Natural materials and organic textures are completely non-negotiable here. We're talking light-tone wood, wool and cotton textiles, super breathable linen bedding, woven accents, and finishes like raw ceramics and stone. Really think about the tactility of these items for a second. Imagine running your hand over a matte stone vase, or wrapping yourself up in a chunky wool blanket. These materials inject this absolutely essential warmth and texture into an otherwise minimal space.
Which brings us to Section 3, Understanding Hygge, the art of comfort. Let's pivot from the physical furniture to the actual feeling of the space. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how hygge is defined. It's this brilliant Danish concept of cozy comfort that actively nurtures connection and relaxation in a space. Hygge elevates mere interior decorating into a genuine feeling of emotional safety. Honestly, it's the secret ingredient. It's the thing that prevents Scandi minimalism from ever feeling sterile or empty.
The thing is, you don't necessarily buy hygge, you cultivate it. Our source describes the feeling of hygge through these sensory triggers. A candle glowing softly, a blanket casually draped over the arm of a chair, a warm cup of tea in your hands. It's the ultimate feeling of a safe, calm, totally lived-in room. In the context of design, hygge is the guiding principle that ensures your living space actually nurtures human connection and true, deep relaxation.
Moving right along to Section 4, Scandi versus Japandi, setting the boundaries. It always helps to sharpen our understanding of what Scandi actually is by clearly showing what it isn't.
So, Japandi is a gorgeous fusion of Japanese and Scandinavian design, and while they obviously share some DNA, their differences are actually pretty distinct. The crucial point here is, notice the distinction on the two sides. Scandi prioritizes comfort and softer, brighter whites. Japandi, on the other hand, emphasizes balance and intention, but it leans much heavier into muted, earthy tones to create a feeling that is calm, grounded, and deeply serene. They pair beautifully together for sure, but Scandi is always going to be just a bit brighter and a bit softer.
All right, Section 5, bring Scandi home. Actionable steps. Let's get practical and apply these exact principles in your own living space.
Here is your highly satisfying, easy-to-follow checklist pulled directly from the source material to transform literally any room. Step 1. Use light, natural colors. Start with those white or soft beige walls and just build from there. Step 2. Layer textures. Bring in those throws, cushions, and woven materials to create some depth. Step 3. Choose simple, functional pieces. You want to look for clean lines and modest, practical shapes. Step 4. Add warm, diffused lighting. Definitely ditch the harsh overheads for worn bulbs, lots of candles, and diffused lamps to get that signature glow. And finally, Step 5, incorporate art that calms the space. Think minimalist, nature-inspired, or maybe just soft, abstract prints.
As we kind of step back and look at the big picture here, it becomes super clear that Scandi style is far more than just a passing design trend. It really is a peaceful foundation for everyday living. It's this modern, yet somehow completely timeless, reflection of simplicity, warmth, and connection. Whether you're just refreshing a small reading nook or committing to a full-blown home transformation, this approach fundamentally changes how you interact with your environment on a daily basis.
Which leaves us with one final provocative thought. Take a look around your own living space today. Look at the lighting, the textures, the objects you've actively chosen to surround yourself with. Are you ready to embrace the quiet beauty of Scandi living? Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today. Here's to creating a calmer, cozier home.